And now, CETV presents the 2026 Chao Racing Playoffs. The test to determine the very best of America's #1 virtual sports entertainment program with your host of Chao Racing himself, Brandon Jennings. Thank you, Paul Sagamore. And yes, it's that time once again to determine the fate of our superstars competing for a championship this season in 2026. Tonight we got 4 spots up for grabs in the World Championship, 2 races to determine our Tag Team Championship matchup, and 2 more races to find out which 2 divas will be competing for a Women's Division Championship. And we'll get to our first playoff race in a moment, but right now, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned. The 2026 Chao Racing Playoffs is sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Alright, time for the first race to determine the World Championship qualifying poll. And here we have last year's third place finalist Ozzy Jenkins battling against the defending senior champion Thomas Linklater. They both made it this far in this season, but only one of them will get a chance to play for a World Championship. All races in the playoffs will be held on the Emerald course, and this first race will indeed feature the Golden Child once again. So they're going to need all the A game to pass this test. Let's see what happens here. Everyone is on clock, and good luck to you all. Let's have a Chao race! Alright, the fans are cheering on Ozzy Jenkins in a standing ovation, and so is Thomas Linklater. A couple of fans that just with Thomas Linklater too. Right now, Ozzy is dancing to the beat after eating his fruit. And there he goes. He is making his way towards the bridges, trying to maintain a huge lead in the competition, and it looks like Thomas Linklater is heading for the water. There he goes. There goes Ozzy Jenkins for always fun game. And Thomas Linklater will start his speed up for the space. Try to catch up to our leader, Ozzy Jenkins. Right now, number 1 has the lead over the 6 scoring Chao. As number 7 will take speed as number 2 in this race. And poor number 5 of the golden Chao is getting all alone in last place. I think he needs some help right away. But let's head back to number 7. A little bit more help that time for number 7. And right now, Ozzy Jenkins has control of the lead, with Thomas Linklater trying to catch up to in second place. As the next PS we made by number 5. Not much that time, so he needs a lot more help than that. Right now, Thomas Linklater also needs help from his fan section. As number 2 gets PS, but that was a pity that time. Total pity. Well, it looks like number 5, we're just going to need a couple more spears to get back in this one. And it's first round, but that didn't get much of that either. Anyway, that makes his second spear of the race. And Ozzy Jenkins has his race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. As number 7 gets another spear of his race. Ozzy Jenkins is going to make his way back to the World Championship this year. Ozzy Jenkins is going back to the World Championship as finalist number 1 this year. As number 1, we'll get the last speed of his race. Thanks, Thomas Linklater, for a great season. Yep, congratulations on your win, Ozzy, and it's more time coming out to not go away. Now it's time for the second race of the World Championship qualifying playoffs. And they will have the urban cowboy, Benny Moore, taking on the hard-shake master, Ethan Kingsley. Benny Moore, of course, was in 4th place last year and is eager for a return for a World Championship this year. So let's find out whether the Giant Studios urban cowboy will get a second chance, or if the hard-shake master will get his chance of a lifetime. There's only one way to find out. Back to the Emerald course, and the players will line up ready to go. Best of luck to Benny and Ethan, and let's spot this place! And look at this. Benny is quarterback. That means the hard-shake master, Ethan Kingsley, unexpectedly has the opening edge. But Benny Moore is not giving up a fight. They're going to eat the fruit, and Ethan is dancing the beat. And there goes Benny Moore as he once again has control of this match. Right now, the China Studios fan section is in a standing ovation for Benny Moen. He made it to the World Championship last year and is eager for a return this year. As number 5 will start viewers, and right now Ethan Kingsley is swimming across the water path, and so is number 8. As the superstar against viewers number 2 is number 6, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. Right now, Benny Moen has a commanding lead. I don't think even Kingsley is going to have a chance to catch up. He is surely giving his spirits from his pants, that's just alright. We are approaching the 1 minute mark as we head back into number 6. That's back-to-back PS for number 6, but I think he is going to mess. Right now, Ethan Kingsley is currently in a safe lead in second place, but he has a long way to go to catch up to our leader, Benny Moen. And who will get the next command speeders? It is number 2, who is battling with number 6 for D-Life, and number 8 Positive One. Right now, number 6 and number 7 are battling for D-Life on the way back. Which one is going to get some help to get back in this one? It is number 7. Meanwhile, up in the very front, Benny Moen still has a commanding lead over Ethan Kingsley. Looks like Benny Moen is going to have a second chance this year. No doubt about it, folks. Back to number 7, and now he has a little more catching up to do ahead of Silver Chao. Well, looks like Ethan Kingsley is going to have to settle for a senior championship. I'm sorry to say it about that, but he still has an incredible season. As number 7 gets a third consecutive speeders, Benny Moen is going to make his way back to the World Championship this year. The Urban Cowboy, Benny Moen from China Studios, will balance his way back into the World Championship. Back-to-back World Championship appearances for the Urban Cowboy this year. As number 6, we'll get another speeders. Thank you, Ethan Kingsley. We'll see you in the Senior Championship. And Benny Moen, we'll see you again in the World Championship. Right, are we going to have a rematch in the World Championship this year? We'll be right back. Now we have an interesting match for race number 3. That's right, for race number 3, our 3-time defending world champion Bobby K is going up against his partner Kenny Days. And after they just missed out on a playoffs in tag team format, you can be sure that one of them will turn the luck around and have a chance to be crowned world champion in just 2 weeks from now. Let's see if Bobby K will play for his 4th straight championship or if Kenny will play for his 1st. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, please start the race! And as number 5 goes first, Bobby K is giving the thumbs up to all his fan sections from his fan sections in the crowd. He's gonna eat the food, and there he goes. He is making his way towards bridges, leaving his partner Kenny Days in the dust. Bobby K trying to maintain a big lead with his S-Wagon running ability. And is Kenny heading for the water? Yes, he is. As number 5 gets first POS, but he's stick with the bridges at the last second. But Kenny Days is heading for the water path, as number 2, who is also heading for the water path, takes POS number 2 in his face. Right now, Bobby K has a commanding lead over his partner Kenny Days. Bobby made our fan sections on in a standing ovation thus far. As number 7, we'll get the next command because Kenny Days better hurry up from his fan sections. It will be a miracle to catch up to his partner, Bobby K. But as we pass the 1 minute mark, I don't think he's going to have a chance. Next PS belongs to number 1, who's trying to battle with number 5 for D-Life. Right now, though, it is number 8 who really needs some help for the crowd. He is getting stranded last place behind the other Chao. But it's number 7 who will get the next commands because right now, Bobby K is still having a commanding lead over Kenny Days, and he is scoreless. So right now, let's head over to number 8. He finally got Spears, but that was a pity that time. He needs more help. Right now, Kenny Days is trying his best to catch up to our leader, Bobby K. But I think, he is scoreless. Well, he is going to get his Spears, but he has no chance of catching up to Bobby K. Looks like Bobby K has this race in the bag here, folks. Kenny doesn't have a chance at all. So, as number 1 takes his second Speeders, the road to a 4th consecutive World Championship title will be up for grabs for Bobby K this season. Bobby K, and this is his 4th consecutive World Championship. for 2026. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus, and we win by number 8. Now that makes sense, second speed bus race. K&A's will see you in the senior championship, and Balagate will have a chance to make history. That's right. We need one more for a 4-way rematch, and we will find out as we find out what from this. Well, it's time for race number 4, and like I said, we need one more win to have a 4-way rematch for 2026 in the World Championship. That's right, and two-time runner-up Russell Jackson will get that chance against Jace Alfonso. Now, we haven't had a World Championship 4-way rematch since 2005. It had been only 5 times before in its 84-year history. The first was back in 1968, and of course the most recent one was in 2005. So, if Russell Jackson wins this next playoff race, it will be the first time in 21 years that we will have a 4-way rematch in the World Championship race when it happens in just 2 weeks. So, let's send down back to the of course, and find out if a 4-way rematch will be possible. Good luck to Russell Jackson, who really needs it, and best of luck to Jace Alfonso too. Everyone's on the clock, and this race is underway! And look at this. Jace Alfonso scored rest, so Russell Jackson will have full control of the opening edge, and his fan section is cheering on his name. There goes Russell Jackson. He was the runner-up 2 years in a row in 2024 and 2025. Now he wants a third chance and a World Championship for 2026. As the first superstar gets beat is number 8, who's trying to catch up with Kamasura Chao. And oh no! Guess who took a shortcut? It's Jace Alfonso and number 5 too. As number 6 takes BS number 2. I can't believe it! Jace Alfonso and number 5 took a shortcut. But more importantly, Jace Alfonso. But Rusty still has a chance to catch up in the ground. As number 7, who leads over the other 5 third Chao, takes the next command. Yes, take a look at Rusty and Jace Alfonso bowing neck to neck. At number 5 third Chao has total domination of the 6 third Chao. As number 6, we'll get number 10. That makes his second speed bus race. Poor number 2 and poor number 8 are getting left behind from the other 3 Silver Chao. One of us will get speed bus, and it'll be number 8 who will get a chance making his second speed bus race. Right now, Russell Jackson, he's taking a bleep rest, so Jace Alfonso wanted to push to catch up a little bit, and so is number 5. Next PS belongs to number 1, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then, and back with fun, Russell Jackson can smell a 4-way rematch right around the corner. I think he's going to retain the lead over Jace Alfonso, So for the first time in 21 years, we're going to have a 4-way rematch in the World Championship for 2026. As number 6 takes his first speed bus, Jace Alfonso will not be able to start the format in time. Russell Jackson is going to his third consecutive World Championship. And let's hope the third time will be the charm. Tag Team Playoffs coming up. Alright, it's time now to present our 2 tag team playoff races this year. And Brandon, the first of them, will have our defending tag team champions, Ozzy Jenkins and Russell Jackson. They did very well winning their World Championship playoff to clinch a spot in the World Championship. They will now get to face Al Hayes Jr. and Chris Knuckles, who won the 2017 Tag Team Championship against the Alliance of Destiny, who, of course, the Alliance of Destiny were undefeated at that run. That was quite an upset victory for Al Hayes Jr. and Chris Knuckles back then. But let's see if Ozzy Jenkins and Russell Jackson will play for the second consecutive World Championship Tag Team title, or if Alan Jr. and Chris Knuckles will get a chance at their second Tag Team title in their career. It's back to the Emerald Course we go, as we wait the sound to start the next exciting race of this year's playoffs. And they are off! And there goes Ozzy and Rusty, both busting down the line. They always smelling revenge against Bobby Kay, the world champion. Right now they are going to eat the food, and they are both dancing to the beat. That'll give the other team, Al Hayes and Chris Knuckles, potential to catch up. But there goes Ozzy Rusty, busting wild down the aisles. And who is going to get the first few on this base? It is number 8, who went to rest along with a couple of Silver Chao. Right now, Alvin Jr. and Chris Anagos are both heading for the water, trying to catch up to the yellow team in a hurry. As number 8 opens this one up with Batback's BS, and right now, poor number 1 is getting straight in last place behind the competition. He's trying his best to catch up with the competition in a hurry as we head back into number 8. That's 3 in the ball to start this race. Meanwhile, Ozzy Jenkins and Russell Jackson have a commanding lead over Al Jr. and Chris Menagos. They have nothing to worry about in the coming morning as they head towards the stone wall. But right now, all eyes are on number 8 as he gets a 4th consecutive speed bus leading on the 4th to the Chao. He had every speed bus in the race thus far, as the next BS belongs to number 2, but that didn't get a lot of it that time. Oh well. Right now, up in the front, Rusty Jackson is scoreless, so Ozzy has to deal with all by himself for a while. Back to number 2. That's Back BS for number 2, and that's 2 in a row by 2 in a row for number 8 and number 2. All speedrunners are consecutive thus far, but I don't think Chris Menagos is going to have a chance to catch up in the front. Number 1 will have the next command, to be honest, and it looks like Ozzy and Rusty have this race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. Alvin Jr. and Chris Menagos won't be able to catch up to the chance in time. As Alvin Jr. takes the next speedrunners, Ozzy Jenkins and Rusty Jackson are going to play for the 2nd consecutive tag team championship when it happens in 2 weeks. Well done by the Chiefs. As the last speeders were made by number 8, bringing a total of 5 speeders for number 8, and Ozzy and Rusty are going back to the playoffs. Yep, they're going back to the tag team championship. Race number 2 after this. And now, Paul, time for our second playoff race. And this one will have Benny Moen, who is already anticipating for a second chance at winning a world championship. He is now partnering up with Sawyer Middleton as they prepare to face the Warriors brothers, Eddie and Owen. So which tag team will get to face Ozzy Jenkins and Mr. Jackson for the tag team championship title, and who will have to deal with Alvin Jr. and Chris Menagos for a 3rd place playoff? There's only one way to find out the answer. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, let's start this place. Alright, Giant Studios is helping Benny Moen while Benny helps Sawyer try to get to the tag team championship. Benny has eaten the food, and there he goes. He has the commanding lead. Off to an excellent start, giving the thumbs up to his Giant Studios fan section. And what will these Chao be heading towards next? Number 1 will start in the speedrunners. He is heading for the water along with Sawyer Middleton and both members of the Warriors brothers. Number 7 Chao is also heading for the water, having the current moment. As speedrunners number 2 in this race will be made by number 7, who is way behind the competition all the way in last place. Right now, Benny Moen has a commanding lead over Eddie of the Warriors brothers, making his way towards the sapphire portion of the end course. And here comes Eddie Warriors with the next command speeders. Right now, his partner Owen Warriors is following with Sawyer Middleton for 3rd place right behind Eddie. We are way past 1 minute mark as the next speeders will be made by number 8, who desperately needs to catch up right now, and he is way behind the competition. But guess who is way behind the competition still? Number 7 is still straight in last place behind the competition. I think he needs to come more speeders to get back in this one, but it's Sawyer Middleton who will get that chance to catch up with next speeders. His partner Benny Moen is all in the lead with neither of his Warriors brothers proposed to worry about. Next speeders belongs to number 7. That makes his second speeders race. And Benny Moen has his race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. The Warriors brothers will have enough just to catch up to Benny Moen in time. And Eddie Warriors with his second speeders, but Benny and Sawyer are going to prevail. Benny Moen and Sawyer Middleton win playoff race number 2. And so they will get to face Ozzy Jenkins and Rusty Jackson for the tag team championship. As number 2, one next command speeders, and he can say see ya to the young Silver Chao as he leads over the 4th Silver Chao in 5th place. Poor number 7 all the way in the back can't just forget about this race. As number 2 can't forget about being tailgated by the young Silver Chao, and I expect the closest one out with back speeders. And there you have it, Brandon. Yep, back for on Women's Major Basis after word from our sponsor. And now, Paul, it's time to present our two women's division playoff races. And they're both going to be a good one. First, we have Pacey Jefferson taking on two-time runner-up Polly Wingrad in playoff race number 1. And you can be sure that Polly Wingrad really needed her first women's division championship title so badly for all her fans that she loved from the beginning. Let's see if Polly Wingrad can get to her third consecutive women's division championship. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and this race is underway. And Polly is scoreless, which means Pacey Jefferson will have control of the opening edge, but be sure to check an eye on Polly Wingrad's S-Wagon swimming ability later on in the race. Right now, Pacey Jefferson up in the front, she's going to shake the palm trees, bringing on her coconut shaped food, and now she's going to eat the food, and there she goes. She is battling with number 8 for the lead of the 8 champ right now, and when we jump heading, number 8 pauses from 1. As the first superstar against divas is number 1, who is battling Polly Wingrad. I think, yep, Polly Wingrad is heading for the water. Didn't make it to the top of the hill, but he's still swimming really quickly. As number 7, was BUS number 2. That swimming ability will get Polly Wingrad coming in the lead. Now Polly Wingrad has to push to defend the lead after handing an opening edge advantage to Pacey Jefferson when she went to sleep. Polly's off to a good start now. As number 1, we'll get number 2, that makes his second speed bus in the race. And take a look at poor number 5 as we pass the 1 minute mark. Poor number 5 is getting all alone in last place behind the competition. Who is going to get the next command speed bus? It is number 6, who also really needs how he's getting left behind the crowd too. Right now, Polly Wingrad has a commanding lead, with Pacey Jefferson battling with number 7 for second place right behind Polly Wingrad. But I think Polly Wingrad is going to get her third chance no matter what happens. As we have back into number 6, who went to sleep, but now he leaves poor number 5 in the dust. Poor number 5 was really strong last place. Well, he's going to need a couple of speeders to get back in this one, and it's first for him. And Polly Wingrad has the swimming ability all set up. In the end, I don't think Pacey Jefferson is going to have a chance to catch up. Looks like Polly Wingrad is going to get her third chance at winning her first women's division championship. Next BS belongs to number 6. That makes his second BS race. And Polly Wingrad, there she goes. She is swimming like crazy, and she's going back to the women's division championship for the third consecutive year. Polly Wingrad is going to get her third chance at becoming women's division champion. As number 7, we'll get his second BS. After Pacey Jefferson had the opening edge, it was Polly Wingrad who came through in the very end. As number 5, we'll close out the speedbus. So, maybe the third time will be the charm for Polly Wingrad. Yep, just like Mercy Jackson in the men's division. And who will get to face Polly Wingrad this year? We'll find out after the break. And now a very interesting situation as we proceed to women's division playoff race number 2. That's right. Here we have our 4-time defending champion Molly Brown, who also has an S-rank in swimming bowling like Polly Wingrad, as she prepares to take on Helen Benjamin, who came in 4th place in last year's 3rd place playoff race. So for the past 2 years, Molly Brown faced off against Polly Wingrad, and of course she beat Polly Brown both times to win her 3rd title in 2024 and her 4th consecutive in 2025 last year. And fans were already thinking of a threequel for the Women's Division Championship this year, so let's see if that 3rd chapter of the trilogy will be possible. Good luck to Molly Brown and good luck to Helen Benjamin as well. Everyone's on the clock, so without further ado, let's have a Chao race! Alright, fans are thinking about a threequel this year. It hasn't happened in any championship since 1996. That year, we had a tag team championship threequel for the first tag teams who've been in a tag team championship 3 years in a row. Right now, Helen and Molly are evenly matched, heading into the bridges. And as one and two heads for the water, the first superstar against Beepus is number 2, who also is heading for the water. In fact, he was in last place behind the competition. There's some of the Stewart Chow swimming across the water path. And who had the right against BS number 2? It's Molly Brown, our 4-time defending women's division champion. Her fans edging us in a standing ovation, trying to get to her 5th consecutive women's division championship and her 3rd battle against Polly Wingrad. As the next BS we made by number 2, that makes his second speed bus of the race. And right now, number 1 is battling with number 7 of the 5-6 Chao up in the front. We have passed 1 minute mark, and soon it will be 1:10 as the next PS will be made by number 6 and number 8 Todd's performance. Right now, Molly Green is pausing for 1, but her S-Rank instantly might get the job done here, folks. As number 5 will get the next command PS, Helen Management has control of the lead, but Molly Brown's not giving up her dynasty without a fight. There goes Helen Management, there goes Molly Brown, climbing up the stone wall. And Helen Benjamin is scoreless. That'll give Molly Brown the potential to catch up a little bit. And in fact, here she comes. She's not going to rest. She gets her second speeders. And now she once again battling with Helen Benjamin up in the front. Looks like we're going to have a threequel here, folks. Helen Benjamin is not going to catch up to Molly Brown's incredible swimming ability. There she goes. Number 6 for next command PS. Molly's on her way home. The Molly Polly saga is now a trilogy. Molly Brown advances to a 5th consecutive Women's Legend Championship race and will once again face Polly Linguano for the Women's Legend Championship. As number 6 will get the last speedruns. Thank you, Helen Benjamin, for another great season. And we'll come back with a recap on what we did tonight after we find out a word from this. So, before we go tonight, let's take a look at what to expect in the championship series. Our senior championship will be Jace Alfonso, Kenny Days, Ethan Kingsley, and Thomas Linguana. Thomas Linguana is our defending senior championship champion, of course. In the tag team championship, Austin Jenkins and Rusty Jenkins look to defend their title against Benny Moen and Sawyer Bennington, while the Warriors Buzz and I'm here Jr. and Chris Monagos will be competing in the tag team third place playoff. Then in the Women's Division Championship, Molly Brown and Polly Linguano will be competing for the 3rd consecutive year, and you can be sure that swimming is the key for both of these divas, and Pacey Jefferson and Helen Benjamin will be competing in Women's Division 3rd place playoff. That's going to be exciting too. And finally, in the World Championship main event, Ozzy Jenkins, Benny Moen, Bobby Kay, and Rusty Jackson will once again compete for the biggest prize in Chao Racing history. And you can be sure that Ozzy, Benny, and Rusty are looking for revenge against the 3-time defending champion Bobby Kay. So let's hope for the very best in 2 weeks from now. So that's it for this year's 2026 Chao Racing Playoffs. Be sure to join us in 2 weeks from now for the annual championship series, in which we have a double rematch and all repeats will be on the line for this incredible show. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to Chao Emperor's YouTube channel to get notified on his latest videos. This is Brad Shank signing off. Keep on smiling. Good luck to everyone participating in the championship series in 2 weeks, and so long, everybody! The 2026 Chao Racing Playoffs has been sponsored by Chick-fil-A. This is Paul Sagamore, reminding you to join us in 2 weeks for the annual Chao Racing Championship Series. Don't miss out on all the fun and excitement we will have in store for you. The 2026 Chao Racing Playoffs has been a CETV production.